can't even. It's fucking 27 degrees in here. 27 degrees. You don't believe me? Look at this. I bought a fucking thermometer. Here you go. 27 degrees. I don't know if anybody really gives a shit, but hey, listen. Here we go. Fangirl stuff here. Here we go. Fangirl stuff out of the way. I just want to tell you. There you go. That's what I want to tell you. Alright, here we go. Fangirl stuff out of the way first. You're pretty much the best. You taught me how to clean my Atari paddle controller, and for that I'm forever grateful. Thank you for being a straight-talking badass asshole. Now on to the serious part. I would like your advice on either one of these hot topics or both if you're bored and feel like wasting your toner to print this out. I need your coffee recommendations. The best, the worst, all of it. Also, please elaborate on how one should properly consume said coffee. Black, with milk, sugar, creamer, flavors. Well, here we go. I don't really give a shit what kind of coffee you drink. I happened with my wife. She's coffee people can be like beer people, can be like wine people. Aggravating. Just drink the coffee that you like. I got news for you. The best cup of coffee I ever drank was 7-Eleven coffee. Still is. But ever since I hooked up with my wife, she's Dominican, so she insists that we drink Bustelo. And that's what I've been drinking ever since. Okay? And what these Dominicans don't realize is that this is espresso coffee and they drink it by the bucket load. Alright? This is why you can do the fucking bachata all night long. Oh my God. I had to get this from Geordie. He pulled it out of the warp drive of the Starship Enterprise. Anyway, I got news for you people. You drink your coffee black. All right? All this sugar and creamers and this and America, they scratch their head and wonder why they're so fat. You have people in this country that tell you that they have a disease. You don't have a disease when you're dumping half a bottle of French creamer into your goddamn coffee. I love everybody. French vanilla. French vanilla. French vanilla. You go to 7-Eleven, just watch people. Watch it. You got the tenant for the coffee table running around trying to refill the French vanilla. And you wonder why the country's loaded with a bunch of fat pigs. Because it's sugar. There's got to be sugar, and there's got to be creamer, and there's got to be milk. If you're not drinking your coffee black, you're not tasting your coffee. Here we go. All right, I got news for you. I can't take it anymore. Is it a good idea to warm up your car before you get in and go to work, or is that killing the planet and ruining the engine and wasting gas? I got news for you. Yeah, it's killing the engine. Unfortunately, with today's computer management and fuel injection, it's killing the engine. Basically, what's happening is these fuel injectors are washing down the cylinder walls while if the car idles for extended periods of time. There used to be a time you could idle your car. Listen. When I used to go cruising with my buddies, I'd have my 77 T-Bird, okay? That engine would start right around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would run till about 4 o'clock in the morning. If it was cold out, and it would run till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had 4 gorillas in the back seat who were giving me gas money, so it was off to the races. And we go cruising till the end of the time. We go to this burger joint. We go over here. We'd smoke cigarettes. We'd have the windows down. That engine never stopped. And with a carburetor, it's not a problem. Because a carburetor naturally gives the engine exactly what it wants. Oh yeah. Oh, carburetor is a beautiful thing. People don't realize. Listen, today's modern fuel injection, everybody thinks it's the bee's knees. Oh, the cold starts and the fuel economy. Well, yeah, that's all fine and good. But I haven't driven a modern car to this day that when you step on the gas, if you floor the gas pedal, you can write a poem before the car takes off. You young kids, you have no idea the throttle response of a carburetor. As soon as you put your foot to the floor, you were doing 100 miles an hour. Oh my God, the throttle response with a carbureted engine was fantastic. If your carburetor was tuned properly, it's fantastic. So the question is, can you destroy your engine? I'm guessing you drive a car that's fuel injected. Unless you're living under a rock somewhere. So yeah, you can damage your engine, yeah, basically. Because when you start up the car, what is the fuel injection system in an open loop? So it's running rich. The injectors are spraying down the cylinder walls, which are basically eroding all the oil off the cylinder walls. You wear out your rings. Blah 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 blah. I got news for you. I don't give a shit. I'm to the point in my life where I wake up 4 a.m. to go to work. I don't care if the engine's on fire. I want to be warm when I get in the car. As far as the planet's concerned, the planet will be fine. And no engine's more important at this point in my life. The longevity of an engine's not more important than my comfort. So warm up your car. Jesus Christ, you want to live like an animal? Honey, I drove a 75 Bronco in the dead of winter to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. And it had a convertible top. The top was up, but convertible top in 1970, you might as well have the top off. You have no idea the type of winds when you're doing 60 miles an hour on the way to work. The type of wind that comes through that top. I've had mornings, I swear I've shaved 10 years off my life just from shivering in the seat. I won't do it anymore. I drove a 1950 Willys Jeep in the wintertime. You have no idea what cold is. By the time you get to your destination, you can't even get out of the seat. Because your spine is frozen. My girlfriend broke up with me about 2 months ago. Well, sip of coffee for that. Congratulations. According to her, I was too controlling. She went into another relationship with another guy. She says she loves him, but not in the same way how she once loved me. She keeps seeking contact with me, only to end up telling me she hates me. Last night, we talked for 3 hours. She says she is forcing herself to hate me because she's afraid that she will fall in love with me again and doesn't know what to do. What do I do? All right. Put on your track shoes and run away from this broad as fast as you can. Stop wasting my ink. What are you going to do? You're going to get back with this broad? No. She broke up with you. That's it. Game over. Listen, you're a controlling guy. That's fine. You don't have to change that. And you certainly don't have to change it for her. She's gone. Just go find a broad that you're compatible with. There's nothing wrong with being controlling. Don't try to change yourself. You are who you are. Just find who you're compatible with. There's plenty of broads out there that want a controlling guy. Just go find one. Drop her. She's bad news, man. Bad news. And she's playing games. Dear Mr. 1000. Wow, that has a ring. I would like to hear your opinion on having intimate relations with female coworkers. I've done it before and had some problems. Now I want to avoid it. However, time is running out. I'm getting old. I have thinning ginger hair. And we have something in common. And I can't be bothered to leave my house other than to go to work. Excuse me. So my options are very limited. Should I take the risk of pursuing women at work again? If so, what can be done to avoid the problems that arise in these situations? Thank you for your time. Yeah. I got no problem with pursuing chicks at work. But you got to be prepared to deal with the consequences, all right? And they can get ugly, brother. You got to be strong. Listen, you got to be able to put up with shit. Listen, I got news for you. It's amazing when you go to work. It's worse than high school. Winston Churchill said it the best. Bad news travels around the world before good news gets its shoes on in the morning. And it's true, especially at work. Oh my God. I remember I seen this girl at work. You know, I asked her out on a date. Ba. We went out on our first date. I come into work the very next day. The janitor in the place comes up to me. Hey, are you fucking so-and-so? I was like, I don't know how it happened. I went right to it. I said, did you say something to somebody? He goes, no, I didn't say anything. So that's what you got to be prepared for. And the breakup is rough, because you know what she's going to do. She's going to run around and tell everybody you got a small dick. But I got the antidote to that. Then you just go around telling everybody that a pussy smells like the inside of an elephant's trunk. So there you go. There you go. Let things get really ugly. Fuck it. The one good thing about dating girls at work is you start dating a hot broad at work and all the other girls start looking at you like, huh, what's the story with this guy? So, you know, I don't know how serious you want to be. You know, you could start a real pyramid scheme at work, if you know what I mean. Sip of coffee for pyramid scheme at work. Plus, you're a ginger. You're a ginger. Let me tell you something right now. Gingers unite. You know something? I think it's like 2.5 or 3% of the world's population has red hair. You're rare, my friend. You're like treasure. Oh, yeah. You're treasure. Don't ever forget that. Men with red hair unite. Treasure, I tell you. Hey, do you know that it takes more anesthesia to put a person with red hair under? Oh yeah, brother, you're special. Spread the word. Spread the word. People with red hair have it's like a 54. It's like a really big number. 54% less chance of getting prostate cancer? Come on. Oh, prostate problems. That's cancer at the end of the day. Let's face it. So, come on. Red gingers rise up. Gingers rise up. That's right. There's a lot of facts about people with red hair you'd be very surprised about. Oh yeah, rise up, brothers. Rise up. Yeah. We gotta have something. You gotta have something. Yep. It's great to be a ginger. Let me tell you something. Plus, you get big laughs when you pull down your pants. All right, here we go. First off, I've been watching the show since the early days. Ba. My basic story is I'm 19, living in the UK. I just bought a house and I'm in a relationship with a girl that is going very well. I'm working a full-time job, which takes up most of my time, pays well for my age. Besides working and seeing my girlfriend, I don't really do much at all besides the occasional visit to my parents' house or a party now and then and record music. I'm in need of advice for how to fill my spare time. I've been fucking since I was 13, and as previously mentioned, I'm in a committed relationship. Although it's sad to count, I fucked 56 different broads, and I'm getting any sexual desire fulfilled by my current bird. That's how you know this guy's in the UK. Bird. I love that. I used to love when Lemmy Kilmister used to call women birds. Bird. Anyhow. So as far as going out and fucking isn't an interest. Going out drinking and partying also has become less of an interest. As I live in a relatively small town and I've been doing that since I'm 13. I don't really get much enjoyment out of that anymore. Yeah, so basically, okay. And people who go to my local pubs are massive cunts. If anything, how do I grasp onto my youth, which is currently hanging from a thread? Yeah, your youth is gone, buddy. Number one, there's two major things in your life that make your basically cut you off from your youth. Okay, when you buy a house and you have a kid, that's it. Game over, buddy. So I suggest you get some hobbies. You're 19 years old. You're a young guy, man. Oof. The only recommendation I can give to you is go to the gym and burn off that testosterone, buddy. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're fucked, dude. Stop wasting my ink. Oh my God. No, get some hobbies. Listen. I'm always baffled by the fact that people don't have any hobbies. Sounds like you record some music. Hey, focus on that, right? I have so many things I want to do with my time. I can't understand people that can't figure out what to do with their time. My God. I see these people that are retired all the time. They don't know what to do. I'm like, what? What? All right. Okay. I've been following a lot of YouTube channels over the years, but yours is by far the best one and the one I enjoy the most. Excuse me. I've been following yours since I saw you create the Blue Girl picture way back. It blew my mind. I still go back and watch the video from time to time when I need inspiration to get off my arse and be productive. I have a dilemma in my life. I need advice. I'm a father of two. I have a 4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy. I want to share some of my hobbies with the kids, and my girl is now an age where I feel we can play some video games together. How magical, right? I'm waiting for that day. It's great. What a great way to bond, right? Problem is, my wife doesn't want our kids going near video games. My question is, how do I persuade my wife that letting the kids play some video games from time to time isn't going to rot their brains? Thanks for the videos over the years. Well, unfortunately, my friend, you're stuck in what we call a no-win situation. Oh, yeah. You ready for this? You could talk to your wife till you're blue in the face. Convince her that letting your kids play video games is all right. And guess what? You might crack her. But if you do, this is what's going to happen. Anytime your kids fuck up, anytime your kids do something wrong, anytime your kids can't do something that they're supposed to do, it's going to be your fault because you let them play video games. So are you prepared to live with that? Because that's what's going to happen. Oh yeah, she's going to hold your feet to the fire. This is going to be her grand excuse to blame you for everything. So yeah. So your option, this is what your options boil down to, okay? You don't have any options. You're fucked. I'll tell you what, but your wife doesn't realize that she's fucking herself. Because I got news for you. I love this. It's like the garage sale that I went to, and I asked if they had any video games, and the woman was sitting there, and she scowled at her children, and then she looked at me and she goes, "We don't believe in video games." And I was like, oh well, they exist. I've actually seen them, and I know those kids. Okay, but if I don't see them underneath an overpass somewhere when they're 18 years old, pushing a needle into their arm. They're going to be locked in their room playing video games. Because you know what's going to happen? You can control them now. Sure, oh yeah, kids are easy to control. But once they hit to the teenage years, you ain't controlling shit, honey. And if you don't allow the video games in your house, they're going to go somewhere else. And they're going to go somewhere else for a long time. And they're going to want to do nothing but play video games. Please, my parents, we didn't have soda. And we didn't have MTV. And that's all I wanted to do was go over Phil's house, go over Charlie's house, go over Steve's house, and watch MTV. And drink soda! So go ahead, honey. Keep them from their video games now. But you want to see real brain rotting? The wheels are in motion. So the best thing you can do is wait for your wife to leave, go to the mall, or go chirping with her hen friends somewhere, and then tell your daughter, let's play video games. And if you tell mommy, the shadow people are going to come for you late at night. Stop wasting my ink. That's the other thing. You can't get the kids to shut their mouths. Mommy's going to find out one way or another. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Dear Bedhead 1000, I'm getting made redundant next June, and I'm thinking of taking a year off from work. What should I do with the time? Number one, you didn't give me two very important pieces of information. Are you married? And how old are you? If you're married, you don't take a year off from work. You just don't do what you want to do. You gotta be sitting there staring at your wife the whole time. I don't know. I'm gonna assume you're single. What would I do? Number one, if you are single, you got to make sure that you remain hyper productive, and that's because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. We all know that. But here we go. What I would do is I would buy a van. This is what I would do. I would buy a van and I would travel cross country. And I would tell you why. I have more stories about traveling cross country because I did it in my youth when I had the opportunity to do it. It's one of the most fantastic things I ever did. Now, here's the deal. If you could grab a van and a good friend that can go along with you, you'll have the most fantastic time of your life. I promise you. And here's the biggest mistake that I made when I traveled cross country. I went with a guy. I mean, I love him to death. He's a good friend of mine. But I went with a guy who wanted to go see like the world's largest rubber band ball. Okay? I remember we went to go see Jimi Hendrix's grave. I was sitting there like, all right, can we go to the strip club now? Listen, this is what I always fantasized about doing when I took my cross country trip. Just driving through like fucking Ohio somewhere. Number one, I wanted to go to a tractor pull in the worst way possible. To me, that's the best thing you could do. Go to the Midwest, all right? Go to some fucking little town somewhere on the weekend and go to a tractor pull. Because every time I see people at a tractor pull, they're all smiling, laughing, drinking beers, and watching superchargers blow off the top of a big block Chevy. What more could you want in life? Tractor pulling, smoke blowing everywhere, engine noise. I mean, listen, or you pull into some backwater town and you go to their bar and you hang out and you meet the local people. What could be more fun than that? Get into a couple of fights. Let somebody throw a brick through the window of your van as you speed out of there at high miles per hour. Adventures, man. Adventures. Oh my God, it'll transform you into a completely different person. Oh yeah. Don't carry around anything valuable. Let people break into the van. Who gives a fuck? Go to some ramshackle town and go into the strip club in there to check out some, women that are banged up and out of shape dancing on stage. Oh, it's great. It's great. It's great. I'd go with you. You want to take me? I'd go with you, buddy. Oh my God. Adventures. You get stuff like that out of the way in life, and boy, oh boy, can you really move on? Can you really move on? Listen, that's it. Look, I printed the same one twice. I'm wasting my own ink. All right. Listen, at the end of the day, I want to be like your father. Okay? And you climb up on my lap, and my hips start gyrating. No, let's listen. And you ask me advices. So it's not that hard for me to give you the wrong advices. Guys, email down below. Send me your questions. I'll send you the answers. It's that simple. It's that simple. And check out my Twitter. I'm going out of control on Twitter. Check it out. See you next time.